Jeff here. Now, I know you may have seen this bike in some of my other videos, but I don't ever think I did a real review on it. So let's do a review of the Trek 8.4 DS Dual Sport. Let's check it out.
Counting double-digit thousands stacks. Double-digit thousands stacks.
But as we ride, I want to tell you, this is a pretty cool bike. It's a dual sport, meaning it's meant for road, but also off-road, but not really designated as a mountain bike. So kind of what I wanted to do is I wanted to make it more of a mountain bike, or let's call it more of a rugged dual sport bike than a road bike. So I didn't really want to go out and spend $3,500 on a mountain bike. So one day with a friend of mine said, hey, you want to go to the Trek bike store? I have this Trek bike, and I had no idea what kind of Trek bike he was talking about. And he goes, but I do have this Trek bike and there's a recall on it. These bikes, and some of their mountain bikes came with Suntour forks, and there was a big recall on those. But Trek decided to go to a company called RST. And RST is probably more of a competitor to Suntour, maybe even lesser to some degree. But anyway, so I happened to go to the Trek store, and he bought these in to get the forks changed out for free. And they took the Suntours off and they put these RST Vitas on, which to me, they're probably comparable, no big difference. While we were at the Trek store, the 2014, 2015s were out. He ended up falling in love with the brand new top of the line DS. Now this is an 8.4. I believe they started 8.1 and go all the way up to 8.6. So he ended up getting like a 2015 8.6. So he was looking to quickly dump this one. And these bikes, they're much cheaper than a mountain bike. They're about between $1,300 and $1,500 brand new. So anyway, long story short, he wanted to dump it real quick. We made a deal, and I got this bike for around 500 bucks. And I'll show you guys some pictures. But basically, this was more of a gravel bike, off-road bike, much less of a mountain bike, at least much less than I wanted it to be. That's what you don't want to happen. Sorry about that. Bike falls, the bike falls. So you know me, I can't keep anything the way it comes. I gotta tinker with everything. So even though this bike is pretty decent right out of the box, I had to make some modifications, of course. Now let's first start what it is. Dual sport, road, gravel, trail. Not really your mountain bike. You can't really go on the bigger trails with it. So they say. Came with 700 by 38 millimeter tires. For those tires, you can put 60 to 80 PSI. And when I first started riding this bike, with the 80 to 60 PSI, I had no problems keeping up with most of the road bikes. I did have regular tires. I did put my just regular clip-ins, road clip-ins, change those out to give me a little more speed. So going back to what I was saying, so it comes with the smaller 38 millimeter tires, and I said, you know, I wanted this more of a mountain bike. So the first thing I said when I decided to buy it right there, actually in the shop, was, can you make this a mountain bike tire? Meaning, can you put fat mountain bike tires on 1.9 to 2.4? And they were like, no, 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 they won't fit. So I asked a couple guys in the Trek store, and they all said, no, you can't do it. But I measured the space between the chainstays, and I measured the space in between these new forks that they put on, and there was definitely seemed to be enough room. So I actually went out and got me some Hutchinson Pythons. They're 2.1s, and they fit perfectly. I'm not even close to rubbing anywhere. I've had zero problems. even keeping them on the smaller rims, these 38mm rims, they seem to work fine. I haven't had any time with pinching. I have not flatted out yet, knock on wood. So you ain't getting anything fancy here, no internal cabling. It's all nailed down, pretty secure. But look at that clearance, that's what I'm trying to show you. You can't always believe what the Trek guys are gonna tell you. That's a 2.1 mountain bike tire. Look at that clearance. I could probably go fatter if I wanted to. Same thing. Same thing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the clearance on those forks. For holding these tires, and I agree, they're probably thinner than intended, but just don't go above, you know, don't put too much pressure. 40 psi is probably as max as you want to go, because you don't want these pulling out or ripping off these rims. I've also decided that this bike was a little heavy for its size. Now this is about a 19-inch frame. You know, Trek tends to do 15 and a half, 17 and a half, 19 and a half, 21 and a half, 23. So I guess this would be considered a large frame. It's really a little bit too big for me. When you're going to do a 19 and a half inch frame, you really should be 5'10" or above. I really should be on a 15 and a half or a 17 and a half inch frame. But you know what? It actually works for me. But this sucker was easily over 30 pounds. Two things I did is I bought a carbon seat post. I switched out the handlebars and I got carbon handlebars. So let me talk about the components real quick. So it doesn't come with bad components. The higher the number, this is, like I said, this is the 8.4 DBS. The higher the number, the better the components. But this one, because it was a step or 2 steps down at the time, it does have a Dior rear derailleur, but it has an Alivio front derailleur. The cranks, man, I don't even know if they're Alivio. They may even be one step from that. They may be one of those Shimano numbered ones. Which probably adds to the weight because they're pretty heavy. Braking system is the Hayes dyno. Those are your shifters are Alivio too. So Alivio shifters, Alivio front derailleur. I guess the only thing really is the Dior rear derailleur. So if you step up in numbers, that's where you get the full Dior. The Bontrager seat, which is actually quite comfortable. I was going to change that. The other thing I changed out, made it a little lighter, but just because I wanted it more comfortable, is I just put these round spongy grips. It comes with decent grips, the wingtips, and they actually have the blue alloy. You clamp them down. Just wanted a little more soft, so put those on. That's totally a personal preference. The PSI on these tires are only 29 to 58, so I put them at 40 since I'm doing both off and on road. I was, for the 3 or so miles getting here, I was averaging about 19 miles an hour on 40 PSI. So for 500 bucks, tires were only like 25 bucks each. I think the seat post was 25 and maybe the handlebars were 50. So what is that, another 120? So for basically 625, I gotta include the pedals, maybe another, so 675, basically riding what you see now. For me, to get a Trek for 675 and kind of make it more of a mountain bike, which the guys at Trek said I absolutely cannot do. I actually take this out on Markham trails. I don't go on the advanced with it, but on the novice and the intermediates, I really don't have any problems, and I have pretty much fun. You know, it's a fun bike. I'm actually glad I got it. You can see the carbon handlebars. Got my saddlebag, and hopefully you can see the carbon seat post. Yes, I know some of you were saying, what are all these stickers? My duckies, my Chinese tiger spirit, got the English flag in the back. That's just stickers to play with, and again, this is my play bike, so I customize it as I see fit. Zombie breakout response team, my little guys on the front of my forks. So I kind of just had fun with this, play around with it.
Your ass
hopefully I'll show you guys some pictures before and after. And if you have any questions about what I do and anything that I did not cover with this, just leave in the comments below. Thank guys. Please subscribe. Average Jeff, always trying to give you guys the dealio on the cheap for both riding, running, try, and riding and driving. So, till next time, guys. Thank you. Jeff out.